I like how we took it light today. Like we're pacing ourselves.
Hey y'all, I'm back drinking.
I'm back outside next Sunday, just in case anybody wanted to know.
I was
Back
on my
outside,
hiatus. I was on hiatus.
Yo, what if I start talking real fast like that Mexican OT and like rolling my just random words?
Rolling random words.
Yeah.
I would stop talking to you. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't even know. I can't talk like that.
It'd be hard. It took me a minute to adjust to like you being so loud when you talk. But like you talking loud and fast, like I can't deal with both of them.
You want to know what's crazy? A lot of people already tell me I talk fast.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I feel like from being from the north though, we just talk faster. Like people from the south like to draw out their words.
Yeah. Got add that twang on there.
Let's not go there, please. I already made a promise that I wouldn't be mentioning stuff like that anymore.
You're right.
No
and I'm holding
illusions.
you accountable. I low-key forgot about it.
Hold myself accountable.
Ain't nothing wrong with it though.
No, ain't nothing wrong with it, but I just, moving in another direction.
I understand that.
Creatively. Personally, I'm moving in the same direction.
I got a question. Do you think that, and I want you to kind of like broaden your horizon right now, because this is a hypothetical when I ask you this. Do you ever think that like what is a race of a woman that you feel like?
Oh God, you're gonna get me canceled. You're gonna get me canceled. 2 minutes into the fucking show.
And don't say black women, but like, what would surprise you, being like, damn, I could date her. Like what race? Like clearly we know you like white girls.
Okay.
And Latinas.
So rephrase that question for me.
What race would surprise you?
If I found them attractive?
Right.
I can't answer that question.
Wow.
There's no way for me to answer that question without getting canceled. All right, we're just talking about preferences here.
Right.
Probably an Asian girl.
Really?
Yeah. Not really my preference.
You think Philippines are? Wait, did I say that right?
I can't lie though. I did. There's this one little girl like when I was in elementary school, and she was Filipino. Had a little crush on her. I can't remember her name though.
I'm about to sound so fucked up when I say it, but I'm gonna say it. I feel as if seeing an Indian woman is crazy. Like, and finding her attractive.
There's some beautiful Indian women. Having said that, they still technically are Asian.
Really?
I mean, they're from the continent of Asia. But I mean, I guess you said race, so.
Yeah.
You want to say that? Yeah. But, nah, there's some beautiful Indian. Have you ever seen her name Priyanka Chopra? She's an actress. She was in Baywatch. Like the villain?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. She decent.
Mad decent.
Mad decent.
Mad
Yeah,
decent.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, Indian, like, to me, Indian woman is just like...
All right, let's get into some trendy shit, right?
Okay.
Everybody right now is doing Mount Rushmores.
Mm.
Mount Rushmore is a basketball, which has always been a debate. Right now they got the... Fuck. Of course I'm going to blank on it when it comes. But they've been doing everything. Snoop just did his smoking rotation, Mount Rushmore. I believe I just saw like actors the other day. And honestly, I don't remember what sparked it. But today, what I want to do is Mount Rushmore of podcasts.
Okay.
So here's my thing, right? I know Mount Rushmore only got 4 people, and I'm not going to go more than 4. Having said that, a lot of these podcasts are like multiple people.
Yeah.
Are like the big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go 4 shows. Instead of doing 4 individuals, I'm going to do 4 shows.
Okay. I think I understand what you're saying.
And then I'm going to kind of explain, like, or we can go back and forth or whatever. The first one, I have to go Rogan. Don't listen to Rogan. I've never listened to Rogan. But he's so big in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's the biggest. He got the biggest deal. He's got the most viewers. So he's got to be on Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
If we're going just like impact and...
And he's not like in order?
No.
Okay. I'll go with... I just drew a blank on his name, but he's a ex-Navy SEAL.
David Goggins.
Yeah. No, not him. Not Goggins.
I don't know.
White guy.
No idea.
he brings like ex-military, ex-SEALs, and
No
all
idea.
that. Damn, I'm gonna have to find them. But
All right, I'll go to my second. I'm just gonna go off four from Mount Rushmore.
okay,
So Rogan's one. My second one is gonna be Drink Champs. Drink Champs is probably, to me, one of the most iconic podcasts as far as the way they run their shit, how they get people to answer certain questions, the amount of talent they've had on there, like just the guests.
that first one was Sean Ryan.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I think because I'm into like militant stuff.
Shout out to him though, but I've
Yeah.
come across it.
That's my number one. Number two for me would probably be The Barbershop.
LeBron?
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's not
really a podcast,
it's not
but
a pod,
I
but-
guess I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
My third is gonna be Shannon Sharp.
Damn, I was going there.
Everything Shannon does. Shannon got to be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Not only for Club Shay Shay, which he's had some huge fucking interviews. The Cat Williams interview has the most views out of any singular podcast episode of all time, or interview, whatever you want to call it. And then Nightcap.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with Nightcap. But everything Shannon Sharp does, especially the way he's able to show like how he can go over here in this lane and do it with like entertainment, and over here with sports. It's really inspirational. So that's gonna be my third one on my Mount Rushmore.
I was going him next.
You can also have him on your Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, no. I was. That's what I was saying. I was going him next because basically piggyback off a lot of shit you saying, but he's had a lot of branch offs too. So like the Nightcap.
And honestly, the way he models his content is kind of, it's not exactly what I've been trying to do, but I've definitely mirrored some of the things that all of these guys have done, like Drink Champs, Club Shay Shay, and the way he runs his network. Shannon Sharp runs his network. My fourth one, this isn't necessarily like one of the biggest of all time podcasts, but it definitely got me into the game, or like what I started. So I'm gonna go Rory and Mal, and I know y'all gonna say I'm dick sucking because like whatever, but I'm going Rory and Mal.
Okay,
that's just me personally. I put them on
my last one would probably be, they split up after, and you may know what I'm talking about, but this group split and they branched off to their own separate podcast following this. But I Am Athlete.
Okay, yeah.
And then I started getting into The Pivot, which is what's the guy's name?
Channing Crowder and
Crowder and
fuck, I can see the guy. I just can't think of his name.
Yeah, but though, like I still watch both of them. But that would probably be mine. Just tapping in with athletes and
Well, okay, so if I'm gonna do that, then I kind of got to give credit to the Joe Budden podcast because that's where Rory and Mal came from.
Yeah,
they split. I liked the way their podcast went more than Joe Budden, so
Yeah.
But
I forgot about his.
I feel like I Am Athlete and Joe Budden podcast both had something in common in which they had one guy, which is Brandon Marshall and Joe Budden, who's like really centric and set everything up and wanted to be the main focal point.
Yeah.
And that ruined the shows.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to,
be on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my 4.
So now that we did our podcast Mount Rushmore, since we're not that far into the show yet, let's do a personal Mount Rushmore.
Okay. Personal. Shout out to God. No, it's fine.
God, I'm on Rushmore. It's insane.
You think so? How so?
It's just like what would you put up there?
Against him?
No, not against. No, I'm saying like if you were to chisel God into the side of the mountain, what are you chiseling up there?
Calvary.
Huh?
Oh shit, I forgot you don't know that. The cross he died on.
All right, no comment. Continue.
Go ahead and rock with your one.
Oh, all 4 of mine on my personal Mount Rushmore are the same.
Okay.
It's me with the same expression all 4 times. Because you know in pictures I don't ever have different expressions.
You really don't.
So it's just it's me with the same expression 4 times.
Unless this man is drunk, like you won't really get much from him. Like if y'all paid attention to like our thumbnails, like y'all would see just about every single thumbnail.
Well, okay, but I will say for the thumbnail, that's all the same picture. That's all the same headshot.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh.
Until this week, there was a new headshot, but every other time, that's all been the same headshot.
Yeah,
that's the only picture they use of me.
Any picture like he take, his face is literally
the same.
The same, bro.
The same.
I think I've got maybe one picture of you, like of us, and you actually like smiling, but you was halfway drunk.
I probably was hammered.
Like I'm like, as a matter of fact, your birthday.
Hammered.
Yeah.
Don't even remember half of it.
But yeah, that's what it was.
But yeah, it's gonna be me up there 4 times with the same expression.
My one probably gonna be my granny, for sure. The lady who raised me, for sure. She's solid. Big Lauren, shout out to Lauren. And then me and my last 2 sluts.
Okay. I was thinking like more like, well, I can't really say that because that could probably still be. Thinking like more like people who inspired you and like people you took traits from. That's why I put me off for it, because I just leech off myself.
You leech off each person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, my granny, she for sure, like she gave me a lot of shit and taught me a lot of shit. Like, and we've talked about it previously, not to like go back and dive deep, but just how she raised me as who I am today, for real. And then Lauren, like we give each other like gems basically every single time we talk to each other. So I pull a lot of shit from her. She pull a lot of shit from me. So I feel like that's why I can put her up there on that pedestal like that. And then me, I feel like I'm the go-to of a lot of shit. So like you say, you piece off from each person.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I want to know this, and I feel like I know the answer, low key. I want to know who in your music Mount Rushmore.
Like all musicians.
Yeah, just
all time.
Yeah.
Drake. Drake's on my Mount Rushmore. You already knew that.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay, why you thinking of yo?
Biggie.
Okay.
Biggie's on my Mount Rushmore. Nelly's on my Mount Rushmore. These are all going to be rappers, so this might as well just be my rap Mount Rushmore.
That's
and
right.
then,
Okay.
unless I can think of somebody. Nah, it's gonna end up being 50 Cent. 50 Cent's my 4.
I would have thought you would have been like Ice Spice.
No.
Okay.
She don't have the. No.
Okay.
Not
So
like bad bitch Mount Rushmore. Ice Spice might be on there. Can't even cat to you.
All right. So since we're going rap, I'll just go rap. I got 50 on mine up there. I listen to a lot of 50. I'm gonna go Pac too.
Okay.
Up there.
That's fine.
I'm gonna throw Meek up there.
Meek Mill?
And I'm gonna tell you why. Only
that's not. That was kind of rude. I fuck with Meek Mill. Just on a Mount Rushmore is just.
And for me, it's his freestyles. For me, it's not even just solely
great freestyle. If anything, I would say, and I didn't go this deep, but like storytelling rappers,
yeah,
Meek is on there.
Oh, 100%.
But I just don't know. I'd put him on my
fair
Mount Rushmore.
But that's why I had to clarify. Like if we talking like you said, storytelling, freestyles, whatever, he got me. Like he up there for sure.
Tony Story, greatest series of stories of all time.
Yeah.
Fuck what T Grizzly talking about. I stand on that. I'll stand.
Hold on,
because
T is a great fucking storyteller.
I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just saying Tony's story.
I don't know. They up there though.
Over the
together.
robbery series.
They up there together.
Never said he wasn't a great storyteller.
Okay. My last one, I'm gonna probably go with I'll give it a big. Yeah. I'll put Big up there too.
You got Big and Pac on
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
One for each coast.
Yeah, if you like, I kind of kept mine.
Yeah.
East Coast and then a little bit to the Midwest, but yeah.
I got you. Yeah. All right. Since we keep going with this,
Let me intro.
Okay.
Yo, what the fuck is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of D'usse Nights with LV, episode 78. Have a feeling there's going to be a lot of new people joining us today, so welcome in. Thank you guys for joining. Much appreciated. Wish I had a round of applause on this soundboard for you guys. To all our regular viewers, to the people who come and watch us every week, thank you very much. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Follow Lonnie's personal. I don't really care about all that. Just make the show as big as you can.
Yep. I'm drinking, guys.
The D'usse boys. Well, I never stopped.
We back in action.
Nor will I.
The coldest duo in the world.
But like I said, D'usse Poppy back outside next Sunday.
Sunday.
My summer officially starts.
What's that? April 30th, I think?
Mid-spring.
Something like that, yeah. Mark his words. Check that man outside at your nearest rooftop.
I'll be out here acting like a hoochie daddy.
You got hoochie daddy shorts?
What am I wearing right now?
You're right. It's almost that season, fellas.
I don't think I could get shorts much higher than these without it being considered a felony.
Yeah, we don't need you to have that.
Yeah.
It's that season, though, fellas. Go get your hoochie daddy shorts right now. I ain't going to tell you where to get them because I don't want you to try and take our
style. They don't want to be sold out.
Right. So, but go get you some.
I also like to say, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen, but I'm going to manifest something real quick.
Okay.
By the end of the summer, I will be throwing a huge party. It's going to be an all-white party.
If y'all know this man, let me just put this on the floor. If y'all know this man, he be so serious about his all-white.
Yeah. 100%.
I swear. Y'all saw him on his birthday, man.
Yeah.
Had the chinchilla on and everything. I'm just like, he walked in my house and I'm just like, look at this superstar here, bro.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I will, by the end of the summer. What's the end of the summer?
We should
Labor
make
Day?
it a, yeah.
By Labor Day, I will have thrown this all-white party. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know how.
Can it turn into a pool party?
I wish we had a pool that we, yes, if it can be a pool party if we can accomplish that.
We got to find one.
Having said that, I don't know how I'm going to make this come together, but it will happen.
But we're going to put something together. We're going to have to.
Because if anybody knows, I'm the party guy.
That is true.
Out of this duo.
You are.
It's just in general, dog.
In general, yeah.
Fuck, our pool parties last
I'll
year
give
were
you that.
legendary.
Yeah, they were.
Legendary.
We had an amazing time.
Every Sunday.
We
What a
running
summer.
it back. We going to run it back for sure.
I definitely gained about 30 pounds last summer. Pool parties.
There was a lot of drinking, folks.
But here's the thing, right? I'm going to do it right this summer. So Monday through Saturday, I'm going to starve myself. So that way I can go crazy on Sundays with the drinking and eating.
So, like, now that I think about it, we was pool partying.
And then potting.
And then potting.
So I was thinking about this when we were recording at that old location, like in the club.
Yeah.
Because that's where we came from, guys. We came from originally recording in a club.
Yep.
Now we kind of a little bit more. But we used to have the greatest recordings because we would either go party and then come down to the club from the rooftop and record, or record
then
and
go
then
party.
go party.
Those are good times.
Yeah.
We got to
those
run
are
that
the
back
days.
this summer.
Those were the fucking days.
We got to run that back for sure. But yeah, real quick, just diving back into that conversation we was just having. Since we're talking about Mount Rushmore, just give me your Mount Rushmore of bad females.
Bad bitches. I love bad bitches. That's my fucking problem. Well, obviously it's the all-time list. So, Ice Spice is on my all-time list, which is crazy. Kim K is on my all-time list.
That was rude. That was rude.
She was running shit.
She had an error.
She was running. Well, yeah.
Right, I got you. Yeah. So I'm following. That was rude.
On my personal all-time list, a lot of people aren't gonna agree with this, but I agree with it. So I don't really give a fuck. Selena Gomez.
Okay.
Selena Gomez is on my all-time list, and a 4 slot. J-Lo. Jennifer Lopez.
Okay. Yeah. I can give you that. Okay. My 1 slot, I'm going Nia Long.
Okay. Like Fresh Prince era or
Like Friday era.
okay. Yeah, well, it's the same era.
Same, yeah,
Same
okay.
fucking era.
2 slot, I'm going Lauren London.
Ooh, I'm mad that I missed her on my list. I'm so mad that I missed her on my list.
I'm going Lauren London.
I didn't even think of that.
My 3 slot. Damn. She was just in my head.
I would think you would have to go your current GOAT.
Lotto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just think.
Yeah. She is. Okay, yeah. My 4th slot, I had a slot right there and she just blinked. I said Nia. Lotto. Who the fuck did I just say? Who did I say?
Lauren London.
Lauren London. Okay. It was another one. Oh. Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't,
Guess what?
I don't even like white girls.
Guess what? Filipino.
Really?
Filipino.
I gotta fact check that.
Yeah. No, 100%. Vanessa Hudgens, Filipino. Man, honestly, bro, can't lie. Your Mount Rushmore might have smoked my Mount Rushmore. Because you had a couple on there that I didn't even think about.
Yeah, my lineup was that.
It was stacked.
Yeah.
It was stacked. Anyway, let's get into the main shit today, which is sneaky links. I feel like everybody can relate to this topic. Have you ever had a sneaky link?
Oh yeah.
Well, that was kind of rhetorical. You didn't actually have to answer that. We all knew.
You're right. I get you.
I told you she was Filipino, bro.
I just had to fact. I didn't know. I never knew that.
Hey, listen. If there's anything I know, it's women's history
I give you that. I give you that.
and anatomy. I'm just saying. I'm joking, but I'm serious.
But yeah, okay. Sneaky links. Have you had a sneaky link?
So when this topic originally came about, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing in my head was like, nah. But I lied though. No, I didn't lie. I just, when I really thought about it, I think I've had 2.
Okay.
One that's really recent.
Yep.
That we talked about. Now I'm gonna define a sneaky link because this is how it was defined to me by him. So if you guys hate, if you hate this definition, it's his fucking definition. But he said you can have a sneaky link in or outside of a relationship.
I did.
So whether you're cheating on your girl or it's just somebody you keeping on the low, staying low and build with.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me clarify being single and having a sneaky link, because say you fucking with or fucking on somebody that has a significant other. You know what I'm saying? So you're the sneaky link.
Well, yes.
But technically both of y'all are each other's sneaky link.
Oh, is that how it goes? Oh, then
think about it.
I'm back to no then. But I'm just gonna define the 2, right? The one I was really staying low with because I didn't know where it was gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know this person prior. So it's kind of just like a feeling out process.
Okay.
That's why that's what I kind of was considering to be a sneaky link because we were still feeling shit out. And so glad that I kept it low, even though she didn't.
She didn't.
At all.
Fuck it all, bro.
But I feel like I mitigated the damage.
Okay.
Like the damage really only got to one place. So, can't do too much about that. The second one, though, is a little bit different. So I had started fucking with this girl right after me and my ex broke up.
Okay.
Like me and one of my exes had just broke up. Started fucking with this girl maybe like 2-3 weeks later. Right? And I was still fucking my ex.
So your ex was your sneaky link?
No.
I was just trying to make sense of it.
No.
Okay.
Sorry. You misunderstood that. This other girl was, but I'm saying it was my sneaky link because even though me and my ex weren't together no more,
mm-hmm.
I'm still fucking her. Meaning I'm still around her all the time. I'm still, So I would have to like put my phone in D&D when I went over to my ex's house, so this other girl ain't hit me. Now it makes more sense.
I got you.
And then me and my ex stopped fucking with each other, and I kept fucking with this girl for a little bit, but that ain't work out. And so, yeah,
I've had a few. You remember the story I told you last week?
No.
About when we talked about Get Back on your ex?
Yes.
Okay. So that person technically was a sneaky link.
I feel like Twins was a sneaky link.
Nah.
How not? Their baby daddy was like watching you every move. I feel like you were her sneaky link.
He was watching me because he envied the fact that I had his baby mama.
Relatable.
Yeah.
And fair.
But we was also exclusively out here though.
Who? You and Twin?
Right. We was out here. Like out.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
Like, I don't know why this just crossed. I do know why this crossed my mind. But you're a twin.
She's a twin. And we got the same birthday.
No, but listen. If y'all would have ended up making a kid, y'all definitely would have had twins. That's just like, it couldn't work no other way. If you would have got her pregnant, it would have been twins. 1,000%. No doubt in my mind. You got her pregnant? Oh, my. Life is what you make it.
But yeah. Yeah, because it for sure skipped Lauren. My mom thought Lauren was going to have... No, okay.
But here's the thing.
Wait. My mom is fucked up, first of all. My mama said Lauren going to have triplets.
Damn.
And I'm going to have the twins. And I'm like, I don't know. And when she got pregnant, as she kept growing, she was like, yeah, it looked like you growing triplets in there.
That's
her stomach was big.
Okay, first of all, that's fucked up to tell to a woman who's pregnant. You can't say it looked like you growing triplets in there.
But her stomach was fucking huge.
Okay, fair.
I would have thought at least twins was in there.
Oh my god.
No, my nephew was as big as shit.
Women are really like
self-conscious
about their body during pregnancy.
I know.
So you can't say it looked like there's triplets in there. That's insane.
No, that's fair. Have you ever asked a woman if she was pregnant and she wasn't pregnant?
No, but this week I seen somebody.
Who?
I can't say, but I saw somebody, and we know them very well. And I was like, in my head, I was thinking, is she pregnant?
I want to know now.
She's getting married this year. I saw a bump the other day.
That's what I'm saying. She looks a little more plump than normal.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's bloating. That's just.
And I asked our favorite Jew. I asked him, I was like, yo, pregnant? And he was like, go ask her. And I was like, no. That's
a few things that you don't ever ask a woman. You don't ask her how old she is. You don't ask her how much she weigh. And you don't ask her if she fucking pregnant, especially if she not.
Well, yeah. If she is pregnant, you could ask that question. But who's willing to take those fucking chances? Not me. I'm not about to do that.
That's just like, and I'm about to sound so fucked up saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's like larger women.
Yes.
Being pregnant.
Yes.
And not looking like it because they're...
Sometimes you can't tell.
Right.
Sometimes you can't tell.
And sometimes shit really just don't change. Like, physically.
Nah, it's not fucked up. It's not.
The way that I was going to say it originally was fucked up.
Nah, it's not fucked up. But yeah, sometimes
I was about to pull a you.
Yeah,
probably. I'll say these fat bitches. No.
Apologize
to my BBW community. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What the fuck are we talking about right now?
We was talking about sneaky links.
Sneaky links. Okay.
Right.
Back on topic.
Yeah. You was finishing up about your...
No, you were talking about twins.
You feel like that was a sneaky link. That wasn't. We was in a full-blown...
Situationship?
Relationship.
Oh, now you was in a relationship.
That was a relationship.
You was not claiming that as a relationship when it was going on.
That's not true.
You never once said, that's my girl.
Yeah, but
once.
After a certain point, I did.
No.
I'm not like you gonna be 2 weeks in and be like, yeah, that's my girl. That's my baby girl.
Say that after the second night. What are you talking about?
Nigga, you don't say that after the 2-minute mark.
We hang out the first time. That's my baby girl. The fuck is we talking about?
Anyways, Yes, that was a relationship.
Okay.
Yes. And
Well, I ain't never heard you say once, I'm going to my girl house tonight. Never.
nigga, I was over there every day. I spent the night every fucking night.
Okay, but that's not my point. My point is the words "I'm going to my girl house" never came out your mouth. You'd be like, "I'm going to see twin. I'm going to see the twin. I'm going to hang out
Because
with
you
the
act
twin."
like you ain't know who the fuck she was when I kept saying who she was.
If you would have said my girl, I would have known exactly who she was.
No, because you trying to play stupid all the
Act
time.
like
Be
I'm
like,
not about
who? Which one?
I should do that now.
Be so for real with yourself.
Like from now going forward, every time you like, "Oh, I'm about to hang out with my girl," I'm gonna be like, "Who?
See?
Who is it?
It be your own friends,
Is it
bro.
Stacy? Is it Becky?
Those all white girls, by the way.
Is it Keisha?"
Okay. She mixed. The fuck? But no, she wasn't a sneaky link.
Okay.
Now, if you would have said that about...
I almost said something crazy. I almost said something insane, bro.
If you would have said that about old girl...
Don't make me. I'm not doing it. I know exactly who you're talking about, bro. And I got a nickname for her now, and I'm never gonna be able to forget it.
What's the nickname?
I can't.
You could...
No, it's disrespectful.
Fuck it.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
That's fair. If you would have said that about her...
That's fair.
You have a valid fucking point. Like, it was very much so under the radar.
No, for sure.
Like, so smooth under the radar. I was like, you couldn't even detect me. Oh, yeah, I already know.
Okay.
I already know. But yeah, no, for sure. That was... Because I was still fucking my ex then.
Yeah, and you got with your new girl in the midst of that.
Yeah.
You did.
I did. You're right.
Facts is facts.
No, you're right.
I'm
I
not about
did.
to lie.
Yeah, no, yeah. And that was just, yeah.
You were like tail end of this and then front end of this, and then the shorty's just in the middle.
I had a bunch of sneaky links in college, though, because I was in a full-blown relationship.
Well, you just cheat. Well, I mean, sneaky links are part of cheating. So.
Right. If you're in a relationship or the other party is. But
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like two single people can be sneaky links?
Well, I didn't until you gave your weird definition that you did, and then I did, but then we came on here and you totally contradicted yourself, and then now I'm
because
back to
when you put it out, it was like that didn't make sense, and that was on me because I explained it wrong.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I two single people, I feel like they just fucking like what you sneaking.
Well,
around
I feel
for?
like the only way it could be a sneaky link is if you're keeping it on the low, like stay low, build type shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes a sneaky link, you might just be a sneaky link because you busted.
But
Right?
got some good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nani.
Yeah. Have you ever?
Yo,
No.
we got a minute. Go. Ask your question.
Have you ever had a busted and you kept it on the low for?
That's typically not something I do.
Right. Okay.
So, like, if I get drunk and my standards get lowered, because, everybody, well, probably not everybody, but everybody who knows me really well knows I have, like, extremely, extraordinarily high standards.
Right.
And it's all to do with aesthetics and beauty. It has nothing to do with personality. It has nothing to do with, like, mental stabilization. None of that shit. But, like, beauty standards, really high. So if I do lower my standards when I'm drunk, like, it's just a one-off.
Yeah.
Because I'll get sober and I'll be like, ugh.
Like
No
that,
offense,
like that
just-
post nut clarity.
Yes, but it'll be the next morning.
Right. Type shit.
Sober nut clarity.
Okay. Cool.
All right, folks, we are about to take a break. We will be back with our very special guest of the week, Ian Chen, CEO of Discotech. All right, hello, everybody. We are back after that short break we just took. We are here with the CEO of Discotech, Ian Chen.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Ian, great to have you here today. Know you got your tequila in your hand. We got the D'usse, obviously. We're back on it. Always. How's your week been, Ian?
Can't complain too much. Although, one of the reasons why I'm here, I wanted to talk about some things from nightlife, but, nightlife is definitely hurting. I can tell you that. So there's that. But aside from that, all's well.
Yeah, I was definitely going to get into that with you. Ian, you have your company, Discotech. Go ahead and tell the people a little bit about it right now. Go ahead and promote yourself.
Yeah, so Discotech, we started the company about 12 years ago.
Mhm.
We are a free mobile app and website. We're a discovery platform for nightlife and music festivals. And our motto is save money, party smarter.
Mm.
So we're all about saving people time and finding like cool parties and events and festivals near you. And then where possible, making it cheaper for you to go to these events and have a good time. So like be balling on a budget.
Balling on a budget. I like it. So earlier in the episode, we were talking about how I'm the party guy out of our two duo.
Mhm,
Ian, I know we had a conversation prior to this.
mhm,
How did you get started in nightlife?
mhm.
What made discotheque become a thing?
Yeah, so it really started from the customer's perspective. I started Discotech with a few of my co-founders back in the day. Uh, Back in 2013 was when we started the company. Before that, we were all just working like traditional corporate jobs. But in our mid late 20s, we loved going to clubs and we loved going to like EDM festivals and concerts. That was just like, we were raging on the side while we were working our jobs. We had this Vegas trip and we worked through like just some guy, some promoter that we found to book a table at like a club in Vegas. I won't name its name because we're partners with them now, but
Big club, like major
it's
club.
major club,
Oh wow.
Out.
major club for sure. And we made this deal with this promoter, and we showed up to the club at like around midnight, which was when we were supposed to be there. We checked in for our VIP table. We were there with probably like 12, like a group of 12. We had our girls with us. And when we checked in, they're like, oh yeah, like, that deal's off the table. Like if you want like that table, it's going to be double the minimum that like you asked for.
Oh, wow.
And, that was a lot of money. Like, and so the guys we got together and we like talked about it. We were all pissed off. Like this was some bullshit, of
Right.
course.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, some bullshit for sure. But like they had us. Like it was midnight. We had no other plans. Like we're all here on this trip. We
Got
got
all
the
the
girls
girls
with
with you,
us.
man.
Yeah, like our hands were tied, so we bit the bullet. We got the table. But that night, like I just remember drinking like the vodka from our table and like just thinking that it was the worst tasting vodka I've ever had because we had to pay so much for this. We got
Right.
hosed. And so that experience was really like the genesis for Discotech, which was like, hey, there's got to be like a better, more reliable way for people to like get into clubs and like book tables,
Hmm.
right? Like we don't need to go through like these shady guys that we don't know just because like, we're not from the city. And so Discotech started off as a VIP table booking app,
Yep.
making it easier for people to like get pricing, know exactly where your table's at, so you don't have any surprises on the day of.
Yeah.
So like that's how we got started. That was the original idea. And over the years, it grew and transformed, out of A, out of necessity to survive, but B, just as we kept getting bigger and kind of expanding our services.
So going off of the start of this, right? You seem like a guy that likes to party, Ian.
Oh, for sure.
I'm a guy that likes to party, right? So do you have a story that you can share? And I don't know your marital status or anything, but do you have a story that you can share on our platform about one of your wildest nights partying? Whether that's Vegas, Miami, wherever, LA, wherever you may have been.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas is definitely hard to beat, and I have partied in international markets as well. I am getting married next month.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. So my partying days have definitely died down a lot compared to my living in Vegas days and, running like, expanding discotheque. Um, but something I can share that's a little more PG was discotheque, we had to raise money, right? Like
Mhm.
like any tech company, we bootstrapped it. So we started off working like no salary, like took 2 years just like living in a house, working all the time, eating ramen. When it was time for us to go out and like raise money from like angel investors and like VCs, that was like my job as CEO. And I would say like that was like the hardest part of like the gig, just like meeting like hundreds of different parties, pitching, and just trying to get people to believe in like our dream, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Lot like for every nine no's, you got one win, but then you got like nine or 10 no's for each win. I'll never forget this one time. One of our just like a VIP customer of Discotech. Like he booked like a ton of like really expensive tables in Vegas, and like I was living in Vegas at the time. He's like, "Hey, like, I want to talk to the CEO
Hmm.
of this company." And like we were such a small team back then that like I was actually doing customer service. So
Okay.
he
Mm.
was actually talking to me.
You said, all
And
right.
I was like, "Oh yeah, like let me go get him."
Take this
Okay,
now.
yeah,
I'll
you
put the
can
next one
email
on.
him. You can email him at this like email address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just me like, texting him. And so he emails me and we correspond. He's like, yo, like I'm from China. Like I really love your app. Like I would love to like meet you and like discuss like business together at like one of these tables I booked.
Hmm.
And I'm like, all right, well, this isn't like a big deal. So I end up like going out with him. He has like a really good time and he's like, yo, you need to like come out to like these other nights that I have booked this weekend. So I basically become like his promoter for like that weekend. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like walking him into the clubs and like getting girls to his table. And we talk a little bit of business, but at the end of like the weekend, I remember we were at Marquee nightclub at the Cosmo, and he just hands me a check for 50 grand
Oh
for
wow.
like an investment.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, like I believe in you guys. Like this is a great like here's a check. And like again, this was like probably like 2016 ballpark time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 50 grand is still 50 grand today, but
Oh
it was
yeah.
like even more
100%.
money back then when we were like a small startup trying to raise like, half a mil. Like that was a substantial amount. And what's interesting is like I still send out like my investor updates and reports, and like I've never heard of this guy. Like, I've never heard from him like one time in the last like 10 years.
Oh wow.
So like this guy just gave like he just gave me that money.
Yeah. It's essentially, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't care about it. He was just like, thanks for hanging out with me. Here's 50 G's.
That's crazy.
Must be nice.
So,
Yeah.
Ian, I have a couple questions that I want to ask you, man. So, just diving a little bit more into what Discotech is and how it operates. I heard you mention like a VIP customer. Is there like some sort of subscription or like something that you do to become one of those members?
Yeah, there's no subscription involved. Discotech for our customers, our users, is totally free. We never charge for any subscription. We don't charge for any transaction fees. People use our app to, first just see a calendar of events happening in different cities. So,
Okay.
what's going on around me? And then they can do like one of three things depending on what kind of inventory is available. So at the high end, they can book like a VIP table, right?
Okay.
And so consider those like the VIP customers, right?
Got you.
But most of our usage, most of our users, and also most of our revenue comes from GA, general admission. That's when people use us to buy tickets to
Hmm.
events, right? Tickets to music festivals, tickets to get into the club. A lot of times we offer discounted like prices. So like a promo code, a discount link, like a free drink. Again, we're always trying to help our customers save money and party smarter. And then the last piece is actually a big component of our usage is free guest lists.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's kind of where we like really started to like take off. Is like if you go to a big market like Las Vegas, for example, all the big clubs and pool parties, most of them will have a free guest list.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
our customers, rather than needing to know a promoter to get in on the guest list, they just use our app, they use our website. They can get into these parties for free as long as they RSVP on Discotech and show up to the club by a certain time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a quick question off of that. Is that, and this is just a business question, is that kind of a loss leader for you as you're getting them to come to the app using the free guest list and then you're keeping them as loyal customers because you guys help them out?
It's it's not even a loss leader. It's just a leader for us because
Okay.
the venues actually pay us for bringing these customers who don't pay to get in.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Because
Gotcha.
the expectation is that they're going to buy drinks.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And like clubs make the vast majority of their revenue selling bottles and selling drinks at the bar. Like drinks are like 20 bucks at the bar these days,
Yeah.
20.
Twenty.
But we both
Crazy.
work in nightlife, so I get the gist of the they want to sell liquor.
Yeah.
That's their job.
So they'll pay us for every head that successfully checks in on our guest list. But it's great for us because we delight the customer, right? Like we're
Yeah.
helping them save money, get, exclusive access to these parties. And it was only in year three, so like in like 2016 when we added the guest list functionality, and that was like the secret sauce for Discotech. Like it was really hard for us before then, but then we started to get a lot of like word of mouth, a lot of organic growth, a lot of like 5-star reviews on the App Store because we're saving people money. And then like our app like started to take off.
So with the guest list, is it a limited amount of people or is it just free reign? They just has to RSVP prior.
It's free reign. Like
Okay.
you can download it and you can download the app, add yourself to the guest list. Your friends can, add themselves to the guest list. And it's as long as they get to the venue by a cutoff time, it
Mm.
might be 11 p.m., it might be midnight. They get free admission. And sometimes
Okay.
girls even get like a free drink or something.
Oh wow. Okay. That's a good
Yeah.
promo right
I
there.
like that, Ian. We might have to do something where we can give girls free drinks or something. I don't know. I know you're getting married next month, bro, but like if you ever want to link up and get the girls some free drinks, I'm down with it.
Count the D'usse boys in.
Yep.
Next question I have for you, Ian. So I know I heard you talk about partying like internationally.
Mhm.
So what like for you, what is the difference between partying internationally and being like here
Mm.
in the States?
Yeah. I mean, when I say party internationally, it's also like it's business development for
Right.
us,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Like I like it is like look, it's a mix of fun, it's a mix of work, but like, I had to go to like Bali and Ibiza, these party markets to like check out these clubs and like meet people, sign deals, shake hands. A lot of times they force me to drink a lot. It's a
Hey,
culture
listen,
everywhere.
I love when I get forced to drink a lot. It's just the worst thing in the world when you get forced to drink a lot, man.
Like I would say in foreign countries, it's like even more a thing than in the United States.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
People are like, you gotta like if like I like your idea, like this is discotheque looks legit, it sounds cool,
Mhm.
but like you're gonna have to drink this bottle right now. I'm
Jeez.
like, okay.
Hey, whatever you got to do to close the deal, right?
Yeah. So
Hey.
pound for pound, when I was younger, I could drink like a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's typically how it goes.
yeah, it's just a part of the job.
Yeah. Hey, whatever the job calls for, you got to do it. Um, so I know you were talking about earlier, how nightlife is kind of dying out. It's dying
Yeah.
out, right? Two questions. It's a two-pronged question. First one, how much do you feel like COVID 2020 era had an effect on nightlife dying out? And the second prong of the question is, if nightlife is dying out and nightlife is the main focus of your app currently,
Mhm.
where do you go from there? How do you grow?
Yeah.
What's the next chapter?
Yeah. Big questions. I'll try to like answer those, one by one.
Mm,
So, at Discotech, I can kind of see like what's happening with our club partners, our music festival partners across different markets in the US, but then also internationally. Um, First, I can see that clubs are failing,
yeah.
right? Because a lot of our partners who we've been working with for like 10 years, 10 plus years, like big names, like they're going out of business. They've already gone out of business, or like I'm starting to get like notices like, hey, like, we're really struggling. Like, can you help us?
Mm.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's like, it's tough to hear that from like my partners and, they're my customers as well. I can also see from looking at like our user data that like the spend per customer on things like VIP tables on like tickets to clubs has declined. Right. So like I don't think nightclubs are ever going to fully go away, but compared to like a generation ago, like my generation of like millennials,
Yeah.
nightlife is on a decline.
I
I
also,
think, yeah,
I
go
also
ahead.
don't believe that it will ever go away because just partying is fun.
Yeah.
It's something to do. And I know the new kids, I know we're a little bit of the older generation right
Mhm,
now, but I feel like the new kids that are all on the computers and stuff,
mhm,
eventually they will get bored of that
mhm.
and they'll be right where we're at.
I think though, all like
I hope
kind of
so.
just driving off of what y'all are saying, being that this generation specifically is so technology driven, I feel like it'll get to a point where everything is just like virtually, like people
Mhm,
feel like they're there, like there's still going to be that in person feel, the vibe, like, but there's going to be people that sit at home and like, oh, I can party here at home by watching the camera or whatever, and then just I don't know how you get a feeling from that, you know, but I just feel like that's where things will are eventually going, just like technology driven.
Yeah, so going back to your, I guess the original question, and by the way, the technology thing, I'm definitely going to get to that in a second. COVID,
Yeah.
right? So I do believe that COVID had some part to play
Hmm.
in the decline that we're seeing. After COVID ended, we had like the revenge partying, like nightlife did better in the year right after COVID than like in any year like anyone can remember because
Hmm.
like everyone wanted to go to the club. Millennials, the generation before millennials, Gen Z, they all wanted to go clubbing after the pandemic was over.
Yeah.
But I think the pandemic kind of marked for a lot of like people in my generation, again, I'm a millennial, I'm 39 years old, as kind of like okay, this is like it was like a stop.
Hmm.
It was like a clean cut, and people are like, I'm not gonna go back.
Yeah. It was kind of like a timeout, and everybody saw how much fun they could have in the house, hanging out with their friends at house parties or whatever it may be, a little get together.
Mhm.
And that really, I feel like that really affected the club scene. Just especially that's when I started working in nightlife was
Hmm.
right before COVID hit.
Mhm,
And then
mhm,
I came back right after COVID. And like you said, the next year was like the raging 20s again, right?
mhm,
It was party, party, party. 2022 comes around, everything's dead.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it felt like a changing of the guard, right? COVID was like, okay, hey, millennials, like we're done partying. It's Gen Z's time to like pick up the mantle,
Hmm.
the nightlife partying mantle.
Yeah.
But then that's the big thing, right? Like I think the decline in nightlife stems from like just cultural behavioral changes
Hmm.
between like millennials and Gen Z. Like Gen Z, they're a lot more content staying at home, enjoying some cannabis. Happy 420, by the way.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
didn't know if you were 420 friendly or not, so I didn't bring it up, but happy 420, Ian.
Happy 420. I think for them, they have dating apps,
Hmm.
right? They got this social media, they got technology. I don't want to generalize across an entire generation, but I think, people can see that technology has disrupted, has changed things.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, for
We,
sure.
millennials, we went to the club to meet people, to like, as a
Party.
man, to meet girls, to hit on girls to meet guys. They don't have to do that anymore. They have way more accessibility on dating apps,
Yep.
Yeah.
free. And the other big thing that's really hurting nightlife venues is that Gen Z doesn't drink as much.
It's a pity, isn't it? I
Yeah,
mean,
it might be healthier for them, but I mean, like,
come on,
there's a
have some
lot of
fun.
research out there that Gen Z doesn't drink nearly as much as previous generations, and that, affects my business. It affects the clubs. They're not buying bottles of liquor. They're spending less at the bar, and as a result, these businesses are feeling it.
So can we just go ahead and call Gen Z out as lightweights? Like, come on now.
Mhm.
Might as well.
You got to get with the
Yeah.
times, guys.
Might as well.
I mean, it's science, science at this point.
Yeah, grow a little hair on your chest. Come on.
Mhm. So on our end, how we've kind of evolved or how we're trying to navigate this is we're really trying to put our eggs in different baskets. Like Discotech, we started off just nightclubs,
Yes.
but over time we expanded to music festivals, and those are still doing okay.
Mm.
Like festivals make their money selling tickets, and Gen Z, they're still willing to spend money on experiences. They're down to go see their favorite artists, snap a photo or video of them for their IG at, Coachella or whatever other festival. Um, so the fact that they're drinking less doesn't necessarily hurt the music festival as much. And then we're also expanding into just like other kinds of experiences, comedy clubs,
Mm,
like Cirque du Soleil and theater acts, like things that are for the family, for older, like for the millennials. It doesn't necessarily need to be like, like party anymore. So
right.
Yeah.
really trying to branch out into other forms of experiences and continue to stick to the motto like save money, party smarter, help people have a good time, save them some money if we can. And yeah, that's how we're trying to just reduce our exposure to the nightlife industry.
I get that. Um, Having said that, what drives you other than this being a business?
Mhm.
I know that prior to getting into this app, you were partying on the weekends, you were having your fun, and that's kind of like the origins of it, right? What is your passion behind this? Because I believe if you have passion in your job, you never work a day in your life.
Mhm.
So uh, like the events, the music festivals, the nightlife, where's your passion at?
I will say that my motivations and passions throughout, I mean, again, it's been like 12 years of doing this company. It has changed over time.
Hmm.
In the beginning, it was like, oh man, we just love partying. So let's turn partying into our job,
Mm-hmm.
Love
right?
it.
And like that was the vision. And look, we got like a lot of free nightlife access and comped tables, for being in the industry. And that was awesome. And that was like really fun, right?
Yeah.
As like, and that was in the beginning when we were like making like no money,
Hmm.
right? uh, Through different parts of the life cycle of the company, it's, part of it is okay, like now I need to really focus on making this a profitable business because at the end of the day, it's a company. I have employees, I have investors, I have like people counting on me,
Yeah.
right? So then the focus at one point shifted from, hey, this is fun and like let's have fun and work at the same time to like, we need to like run a real business and like keep people employed,
Yes.
right?
100%.
Um, like now it's really kind of focused on like the mission. Like, hey, we're helping a lot of people. We're strangely enough, like, hey, we're doing good in this world. We're helping people save money, have a good time. Like life can be hard and depressing, but if you can like make it a little more fun,
Yeah.
that's our way of like doing good in the world. And I also just know that like, hey, if we stick to our mission and help people and do good and like, help people save money, like that's also good for the business at the end of the day. So I
100%.
can focus on doing like the mission, knowing that like the money will follow now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you had this idea and the passion behind it, and it really grew into something that one made you profitable and made you a very successful businessman with Discotech, but also it's fulfilling like your niche, your passion, your I'm making people's lives better because sometimes the little wins is all that really matters, you know? Like maybe I had a bad week, but I get to go on Discotech and have a great time this weekend and change my whole week, turn my whole, week around. So love
That's
it.
the dream. Yeah, it's like that's the dream, that's the mission. And um like knowing now again, because it's like it wasn't always like the step before that was like, yo, we need to make money. We need to make money. Like
Yeah,
we need to grow the company. But then it just you again over the years of doing this business, you just find out that like, hey, it's not rocket science. If you help people and make their lives better or easier, like there's business in that.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And like that, yeah, like it always comes back to that.
I kind of feel like that's a big part of creating content too.
Mhm.
Is like if I can make this person's Tuesday a little bit because we come out on
Mhm.
Tuesdays. If I can make this person's Tuesday a little bit better, if I can give them an hour and a half of relief from their normal life where they can laugh, you know, maybe get some information, then it's gonna help them. They're gonna keep returning. That's gonna create a loyal listener, a loyal subscriber, a loyal fan, and that eventually will get us to where we want to be.
Yeah, cheers. I'll drink to that. And it's not easy, like I say 12 years, it both it both flew by, like 12 years flew by, but it also felt like an eternity.
Mm.
It's
Oh, I
weird
get that.
how it's like
I get
both.
that for sure.
Yeah. It's been a grind for
Yeah.
most of that time.
And so I just want to ask you, just for people who are looking to start businesses or maybe do what we're doing or
Mhm.
whatever the case may be, because I really feel this. When you're first starting something, it kind of feels like you have no personal time.
Mhm.
Everything's
Yeah.
about the app, everything's about the pod, everything's about the content, right? How do you manage that and balance your person, or how did you manage that and balance your personal life?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what we did. I'm not saying that this is like the right way to do it or that like anyone should consider doing it this way, but like when me and my three original co-founders started the company, we were like all like super excited. Like we were just fueled by excitement. Like we just believed that this idea would work.
Yeah.
And we were willing to work like, 16-hour days without getting paid. And we even had like a pact, like, hey, like no dating like this first year.
Oh wow.
It's like we need to do
See
this.
what Ian did? Hold on. Real quick. You see what Ian did? You see what I do for our platform? It's
Stop
exactly
it.
what Ian did.
Stop
Thank you,
it.
Ian. Thank you for justifying everything that I've been saying for the last 77 episodes.
Like but here's the thing, like I'm also saying like that's what we did,
Yeah.
but I'm not saying that like that's the only way because you can obviously start a company while you're married, while you have a family, while you have kids. Like we coincidentally were just like four bachelors grinding out of like, like we were living together. It was like a frat house, and we are just grinding out of there.
Yeah.
That's how we did it. And I don't regret doing that. Like it really helped us like get things off the ground. But that was just like the mentality we had. But the thing is, back then we thought we were gonna get rich like pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right.
We thought we were like, oh my God, we're gonna do this for like 3 years, 4 years, like grow the business. It's gonna be huge. We're gonna sell it for like some stupid valuation because mobile apps were all the rage back in like 2013. Like apps were like hot back then.
Hmm.
Again, I'll say like it's 2025, like I've been doing this for 12 years, still haven't gotten, still haven't sold my first company yet. So it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So we sprinted out of the gates,
Yeah.
right? And like, look, we're still around today. So like, maybe we did something right. But I gotta say, like, if you're gonna succeed, it's probably gonna take a lot longer than you think. So you gotta find like a balance that works for you. And
Right.
like eventually, we figured it out and like found a much better balance. But that first year, we were just like, we didn't want to dick around. We wanted to like be successful and prove ourselves and get rich. So
Yeah.
there was that.
I've and I mean I've covered this multiple times on this podcast, but I feel like anything in life is like that. It's a process. Everybody thinks like, oh, I see so and so's doing it. I see Ian's doing it with Discotech. I can do that next. I'm not saying that you can't, but what I'm saying is if you want to get to where Ian is, you got to realize that Ian worked 13 years to get to where he is. It wasn't day one, I'm rich now. It was, oh, I'm going to grind, I'm going to grind, I'm going to grind. And eventually I'll be there.
Yeah, like I was very poor for a very, very long time. Like might have like my parent and look, it's not all about the money, right?
Yeah.
It
Right.
really is. Like you
No.
don't do these things for the money.
Mm.
If that's your motivation, I would say like stop because it's
Yeah.
like super risky. Like most startups fail. Like you got to do it because like you believe in what you're doing and you care about what you're doing and you enjoy what you're doing. Like that's the real trade-off,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Because
for the love of the game.
honestly, yeah, like if I had stayed at my other line of work, like I was working in like mergers and acquisitions, like I was working in private equity before I left to start Discotech. I am richer in probably every parallel universe where I stayed in that
Oh
world,
wow.
Yeah.
So like it's definitely not about like the financial success. I'm not, but I'm today where I am right now, like I'm happy I took that risk and went and did something because look, I made like it changed my whole life trajectory, like the friends I've made, the life experiences I've been through versus like working for someone else in a corporate office getting paid a lot, but like I was miserable, I was miserable doing that. So
Yeah.
um yeah, don't do it for the money.
Yeah. No, I would never advise anybody to do. First, find your passion, see what you want to do, see your purpose. Because I feel like that's the biggest part of life
Mhm,
is finding your purpose and seeing where you can go from there.
Right.
And once you find your purpose and your passion, every day becomes you're not working anymore. Every day
mhm,
just becomes you're happy, you're doing your thing, you're where you need to be
mhm,
24/7 all the time.
mhm, mhm.
I personally only have one more question for you before we wrap this up. But how does it feel? And obviously I don't know your family history, but given what you just said to me, I'm going to assume that you're a first time business owner.
Yes.
How
Yes.
does it feel being the first generation business owner and being able to have that kind of freedom and you work for yourself, you move how you want to, and you're able to set your own schedule, not necessarily that you don't have meetings and stuff, but you're able to live on your own terms. How is that?
So I can only say that only for like the last year or two
Mm-hmm.
have like I truly felt like in control in like the driver's seat and like getting some of the perks of being like a founder or business owner,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like we first hit profitability maybe like 5 or 6 years into the business or something like that, 7 years. And then COVID happened.
Mm.
And then that like completely screwed us, sent us back into the Stone Age. We had to lay off like half our team or if not more. And then we had to like come back from like having like no users on the platform because like, COVID shut down everything.
Yeah.
Damn.
Um, like as of like this moment, like you're catching me like just coincidentally at like a good time,
Hmm.
where like things are pretty chill right now and like there is the flexibility and I feel like I'm like I can take like my foot off the gas. And right now I'd say it's really great and it's a wonderful feeling. And this is like the payoff that like I've been like working so hard for is this
Hmm.
like freedom and flexibility and like being kind of in charge of like our own destiny. Like I can tell you that my other co-founder who's still with us, only two of the original founders are still with Discotech, because it's hard.
Yeah.
He's feeling the same way. Like life's good now, but it's like it's been good for like a year or two. You know, those 10 years, it was like you just didn't like we didn't know if we'd be around like a year from then, a month from
Right.
then. Like we came close to failing like numerous times, and like we just like gutted it out. And like we got some lucky breaks here and there, we got some unlucky breaks here and there, and you just like roll with the punches. Um, I was stressed as hell, for many of those years, but like today, right now, it's great. And I hope we can keep this going for, years to come.
I love that. I love that. You got anything for him?
Yeah. So I got two questions for you, Ian. So from 2013, when it was just the four of you that founded Discotech up until now, what's the difference in like your employees? Like it was four of y'all then. How many do you have helping,
Mhm.
formulate and keep your company going?
Yeah, I mean, we're like a small business.
Okay.
So functioning small business. We're we're in like the 20-ish
Okay.
ballpark. And that makes a big difference because again, back then when it was just like four people, like you got to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have our software developers, and then like me as CEO, I was doing like customer service. I was doing like our legal stuff, and like raising money and like just like I was doing like four different jobs at once. Now it's so much nicer because like we have contractors who can like handle specific things. We have employees who can like I don't do anything customer service, like almost nothing customer service related ever anymore.
Hmm.
And like my work-life balance is just like so much more chill now that like we figured out like processes and like how to like just spread the work, don't have to do everything yourself.
Okay.
I need to get a shirt made that says I feel like Ian because everything you were just saying at the beginning about how you were the legal, how you were
The
the
workload.
yeah,
Yeah. All of
that's
that.
me. That's me. So I need to get a shirt
No,
made.
that's how it is for everyone though. Like every startup, unless you got like super rich parents or something who just
Yeah.
like give you tons of money, like you got to start from nothing and you're not going to learn like how are you going to tell someone how to do their job if you've never done it for them,
Right.
I couldn't
right?
agree
Like
with you more. I
Yeah.
couldn't agree with you more.
I can crush that customer service job. Like I did that for years.
Yeah.
But like because I've done that and I've seen all the weird corner cases, like I can train the next guy to do that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Right? And because like I had to do like door-to-door sales, like getting clubs on the platform, like I can teach like our head of like biz dev like what I did. Hey, like I did this for like 8 years. Like you do some of this now.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta get your hands dirty or like you just yeah, you won't know.
Okay. Well, I have two more and then I'm
Yeah,
done, I promise.
for sure.
So prior to you, and this is no disrespect or anything, but I had no knowledge of Discotech or what it was.
Mhm.
But being that you guys are the company that you are, do you guys like have any competitors or anybody that like are like you guys?
Yeah, honestly, like we had so many competitors. Like when we were one of the first two movers, it was us and a company called Tableless, like as like
Okay.
the first two. But there have been like 20 some apps that have come out since us that have tried to do like the Viet like booking tables on like an app. And like I have like those apps. I mean, none of them work anymore. Um,
Bro, hey, listen.
COVID killed them all.
1 second, Ian. 1 second, Ian. I just want to say, Ian, you're my favorite guest we've had so far. And we've
Thank
had
you.
guests and we've had very beautiful women come on this platform. But let me tell you what, Ian, I fuck with you, man. Like on a real personal level, I fuck with you. I'm gonna tell you
Thank you.
why. You just said we had competitors, and then you said we killed them all, right?
No, COVID killed them all. COVID
Oh
killed them
yeah,
all.
whatever killed them all. I love the confidence and the swagger you got, Ian. Like I relate to you so much,
It's
man.
different. It's different.
I just want to clarify, we didn't kill them for by being successful. Like COVID almost killed us. We just like survived, but
Right.
COVID like they gave up during COVID,
Yeah,
right? And
and
we thought
and
about that too.
and here's the thing, Ian. Here's the respect I have for you, just learning from this interview, right? You didn't give up, and if there's any person in this world who's not going to give up, it's me.
Right.
I refuse. I'm just that stubborn of a person. Like all the cards can be on the table against me. I'm not giving up.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to take me out of here. So I really respect you, especially given COVID, given this downturn in nightlife. You keep finding a new avenue to go to, or you keep the will alive. You keep doing it. So I just listen.
Thank you.
No bromance, but like I'm really the further this interview goes, the more I'm respecting you. Like
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Cheers.
yeah,
I'll say that for us, or at least for me, again, as like the leader of like the company, what got us through COVID wasn't necessarily like me being like stubborn and like I'm not gonna quit. I would say it's me being delusionally optimistic. Like when COVID happened, like I was like, this shit's gonna be over in like 1 month tops.
yeah.
Like there's no way you can shut down the country for like, 3 months. That's gonna be disastrous. And it was just like I just believed, like I truly in my heart like believed it was gonna end and it was gonna end. And, like it never did. Like, it
Yeah,
went on,
no.
COVID went on
It
like
went on forever,
Yeah.
especially out in California. I was out there during that time, and yes,
like I think that for me personally, I'm just a delusional optimist. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs kind of are. Like you kind of have to be a little bit delusional to like
Just a
take
little
these
bit.
chances
yeah,
sometimes. Yeah. And like I think that like bled on to like some of my core like team and employees, which is just like I was so sure like it was gonna be fine that like they kind of believed it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
hundred
But
percent.
I
Yeah, yeah,
wasn't right, like I was not like in a way I was in the long run, but like I wasn't right about any of those things during the pandemic.
but you saw the vision, though.
Right.
I believed. Yeah, I
Okay,
believed.
okay. I believed in the vision.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question I got for you, and I'm opening the floor for you. Um, would you change anything about the process over the last 12, a little bit over 12 years now, from where you guys started to where you are now? Would you change any of that process of how you guys may have struggled, how you guys conquered things, fell back down, got back up? Would you change anything about that?
Yeah, like these questions are always like so interesting, right? Because like you if you like change something in the past, like you saw we all
You
watch
don't know
movies
how
and
it's going
TV
to
shows,
alter where
the
you at now.
butterfly effect.
Yeah.
So like in some ways I want to say like I wouldn't mess with it because like right now at this moment I'm like feeling pretty good and like I wouldn't want to mess with this. Like, like I might not have met my fiance, if things went differently, right? Like
Right.
so, you know, um, but I would give some advice, right? Because I feel like I made some mistakes starting things up that easily could have been like prevented with like, for example, if I were to start my second startup right now, like here's what I would definitely have done differently
Right.
because I know now, like I know the chess moves on the opening.
Hmm.
First is like, we started this like partnership as just like four buddies, like no real paperwork,
Mhm.
right? Like we're like, hey, we're all homies. We'll split it. It's gonna work out. Like
Yeah.
I already told you guys, like those two of those co-founders are long gone. They left like 10, 12 years ago. Like one of them was there for like a year, right? But there was like nothing in place to like figure out like, oh, like how does the equity work? What happens if you leave? And like, so there was a lot of like fucking like, and then people are like, oh, this is mine, that's mine. Like, you got to work that you got to use like a lawyer or like, I don't know, use AI now. Like now you got AI. Like we didn't have AI back then, obviously, but like
Jeez.
Yeah,
figure out all that corporate legal bullshit that you don't want to do because like one day it's going to really matter and
Hmm.
you're going to wish to God that you had done it at the beginning.
yeah,
So like that's like the first piece of advice I would give to young Ian because it's like it's like easy advice. Like, okay, that makes sense,
yeah.
right? Um, I would also say like like we raised money, but like we always were like really like we didn't try to raise a lot of money because we didn't want to like dilute ourselves. Because
Mhm.
we like didn't want to be like, oh, like I really like this is gonna be a home run, so I want to make sure I get like as much of this home run as possible. Like that's really dumb.
Yeah.
I would tell, young Ian or the next entrepreneur, like, yo, get as much money as you can because like at the end of the day, you're still most likely to fail.
Mhm.
And it's better to increase your odds of being successful by getting in like more money you get, like increases your chances of being successful,
Yeah.
right? Hire people, market, like build, whatever, right? And it's better to have a smaller piece of something than like 100% of nothing, right? So like I would just be like, yo, if someone's giving you money and like even if you're not necessarily unless the terms are like horrible on the deal,
Yeah.
like take the fucking money because money is real and like the stock imaginary value of your company is like actually worthless. It's just like
Right.
imaginary.
That's true. Yep, that's
So
true.
like I'll just leave it at those two. Like those are the two like most actionable pieces of advice I would tell like my younger self and hope he listens to me.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess now that's all I have. So
All right. I've throughout this interview, I've been building something up, right? I've been thinking, I've been intaking all the information you gave us. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank Ian for coming on today. But secondly, I'd like to say that I feel like the story you told earlier about the Chinese investor that you guys had
Mhm.
is it kind of resonated with me in the fact that I feel like you today coming on here, taking a chance with us, not knowing a lot about us per se. I feel like that those stories kind of match up a little bit.
Mhm.
You came on here, you took a chance on us, so I'd really like to thank you for coming on here today.
for
I'd like
sure.
to thank you for taking a chance on us on D'usse Nights. Uh, Ian is now an honorary D'usse boy, just letting everybody know. But yeah, I want to show gratitude. I want to say thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
And then I'd also like to say I resonated a lot with your story and your come up and everything that you were doing and everything that you did to make it to where you're at today. So just
Now,
showing
thank you guys for
appreciation.
having me and for
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, this was a great conversation. I'm happy to share the story. And, of course, if any of it is helpful to, your listeners, like that's, yeah, that's the good. That's what's good.
Show everybody your shirt, Ian.
Yep. Discotech.
Everybody, go download the Discotech app right now. As
Right
soon as
now.
you see this interview, download the Discotech app. Go get your party on. Save money. Shout out to Ian. I'm about to go off camera right now and just have a little short conversation with him. But thank you guys very much.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate you, Ian.
All right, guys, we're back from another break. Sorry, we had to take 2 breaks. Thank you all for tuning in to Ian and Discotech.
Yeah. Shout out to Discotech. Shout out to Ian. Go follow him. If you are in a city where you feel like it is lively, it is a party city, is the city to come to, please check out Discotech. Get your discounted rates for tables, tickets, whatever the case is, and just tap in with him, man.
Honestly, that interview was really inspiring to me.
Yeah.
I hope that it did the same for you guys, all our viewers, all our followers, everybody who's trying to get to where we're
Trying to
gonna
go.
be at,
Yeah.
You know? Damn.
That was good.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, it was good for sure. It was very knowledgeable, but it gave us opportunities to connect with somebody that is relating to
Connect with the people.
right to where we're at or where we're
Yeah.
trying to be. So yeah, shout out to Ian. Really appreciate you, man. I want to give you your flowers. You know, you've come a long way from 12 years ago.
Let's stop dick riding for a second.
Okay.
Thank you to our fans. Everybody knew who riding with us. Like, follow, share, subscribe.
All platforms,
Lonnie's
YouTube,
personals.
Spotify,
My personals.
our OnlyFans.
We
But
don't
yeah.
have OnlyFans, but
Hey, yo!
but there is a Patreon coming.
It is.
Like
Be on the
very
lookout.
soon. I'll just give the fans a little insight. I was very hyper focused on this interview that we had today.
Yeah.
But now that my focus is back open, now that I have more avenues, Patreon's coming soon. New merch is dropping relatively soon.
Relatively.
What else we got going from that all white party is coming?
Yeah, all white / possible pool party.
An all-white pool party would be amazing. Let me figure out how to do that for
Only
you guys.
white bathing suits. Only white bathing suits.
Why are you trying to get me a baby mama?
All white bathing suits.
I already know, man. Why are you trying to get me a baby mama?
I can't be the goddad though. I'll be the great uncle. You know, I'll be a dope ass uncle.
So
I got too many god kids already.
So. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
You about to rope me into this some way.
No,
somehow.
I already discussed this with somebody, and they said they'd be very disappointed if they weren't the godfather.
Oh, they can have it.
And it only feels right because they're also Catholic. So like, I feel like that.
They can have it.
Yeah.
They can have it. Because I got 4 god kids right now. I don't need no more.
Nah.
Yeah, they can have it.
But you're gonna be a good uncle.
I'll be the dope.
A good fun uncle. You know?
I'll be the dopest uncle. Swear. Mark my words. You got my word.
Shit, it's gonna be a Diddy party at the white party.
All right, yeah,
Nah,
it's time to go.
I'm just joking, but I'm serious.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, nah.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys very much. This has been episode 78 with D'usse
78.
Nights with LV Times collabed with featuring Discotech and Discotech CEO Ian Chen.
Yep.
And just like that,
We
we gone.